My name is Askar. I am 90 years old, and for 30 of those years, I lived in a monastery near the mountain called Kailash. Today I want to tell you about the thing that is killing you slowest and quietest of all. And you do it to yourself every single day without noticing.
My name is Askar. I am 90 years old, and for 30 of those years I lived in a monastery near the mountain called Kailash. Today, I want to tell you about the thing that is killing you slowest and quietest of all. And you do it to yourself every single day without noticing. It is not sugar. It is not sitting too long in a chair. It is envy. Stay with me for 10 minutes, and you will never look at another person's good fortune the same way again. Let me tell you how I learned this, because an old man's words are worth little without a story behind them. I was maybe 40 years old. A merchant came up from the valley to trade with the monastery: grain, salt, cloth, the usual things. He was a decent man, hard-working but poor. His neighbour, on the other hand, had just built a new house with a red roof that could be seen from 3 villages away. The merchant complained to me for an hour. Why him? Why not me? I work harder. I sleep less. I pray more. His face was pale. His hands shook as he spoke. I brought him to Lama Tenzin, thinking the old teacher would comfort him. Instead, Tenzin asked one question. "Tell me," he said, "when you look at your neighbour's roof, what happens inside your own chest?" The merchant thought about it and said, "It burns, right here." He pointed to the centre of his ribs. Tenzin nodded slowly and said the sentence I have carried with me for 50 years. "You are not looking at his house. You are digging in your own field and burying yourself alive, one shovel at a time." I did not understand it then. I understand it now, and I will explain it to you the way he explained it to me, without mysticism, because I am too old and too tired to believe in fairy tales. This is simple. This is almost mathematics. Here is the first thing envy does to you. It steals your attention from the only garden you actually own, your own life, and plants it in someone else's field, where you have no rights, no ownership, and no harvest. Every minute you spend measuring his roof, his car, his wife's necklace, is a minute your own field goes unwatered. Weeds grow there instead, and weeds do not ask permission. The second thing envy does is worse. It rewires your nervous system to treat someone else's success as your personal loss. Understand this clearly. His house did not take one brick from yours. His fortune did not reach into your pocket and remove a single coin. But your body does not know that. Your body reacts as if you have been robbed. The heart beats faster. The stomach tightens. The jaw clenches in your sleep. You are paying a physical tax every day for a crime that was never committed against you. I watched that merchant over the following years. He never lifted a single tool to improve his own house. All his strength went into watching his neighbours. 10 years later, his neighbour's roof had faded and needed repair like any roof does. But the merchant's spirit had faded faster. He had grown thin, bitter, quick to anger with his own children. He had, in his way, buried himself long before his body gave out. Tenzin's sentence had been exact, not poetic, exact. Now let me give you the mechanism, because an old man who only tells stories and gives no tools is wasting your time. Envy is not really about the other person. It is a message from a part of yourself that feels forgotten. When you see someone with what you lack, some old wound inside you shouts, "See, you are behind, you are less." And instead of listening to that wound and asking what it actually needs, you turn your attention outward, onto the neighbour, the colleague, the stranger online with the better life. You aim your pain at a target that cannot heal it. It is like a hungry man staring at another man's full plate instead of walking to his own kitchen. The staring does not feed him. It only makes the hunger sharper. And here's the part almost no one tells you. Envy does not stay quiet. It leaks out. In a cold tone toward a friend who got promoted, in a joke made a little too sharp about a neighbor's new car, in silence when you should have said congratulations. People feel this leak even when you say nothing at all. And slowly, without one loud argument, without one dramatic scene, they step back from you. Not because they are cruel, because standing near a burning house is uncomfortable, even if the fire is invisible. So, what do we do instead? Tenzin gave me 3 tools, and I give them now to you. Not tomorrow, not next Monday. Today. First, when you feel that burn in your chest looking at someone else's success, say this sentence silently to yourself. That is his harvest. Let me go check on my own field. Say it exactly like that. Not I don't care. That is a lie, and lies do not heal anything. Just a simple redirection. His harvest, your field. Repeat it enough times and the habit of turning outward starts turning back inward, toward the only place your effort actually grows something. Second, and this one is harder, the next time someone shares good news with you, a promotion, a new house, an engagement, force yourself, physically force your mouth to say one honest word of congratulation before you allow yourself a single thought about your own situation. This trains something important. It teaches your mind that another person's joy is not a threat that requires immediate defense. Do this 10 times, and you will notice the burn in your chest arrives a little later each time and leaves a little faster. Third, the hardest of the 3. Once a week, write down one thing in your own field that is actually growing. Not what you wish were growing. What is actually there, small as it may be. A friendship that is steady. A skill you're slowly improving. A child who is healthy. This is not about pretending you have everything. It is about proving to yourself, on paper, in your own handwriting, that your field is not empty. An empty field is easy to envy others over. A field you can see, even a small one, is harder to abandon. Let me finish the merchant's story, because you deserve to know how it ended. Years later, an illness came to his neighbor's family, a hard one, expensive, painful. And do you know what the merchant did? He walked over with what little grain he had and sat with the family through the worst nights. Not because Tenzin had lectured him into it. Because somewhere in those years, he had finally stopped digging in the wrong field, and something in him had softened enough to see a neighbor instead of a rival. He told me once, near the end of his life, I spent 20 years burying myself over his roof. I wish someone had told me sooner that I was the one holding the shovel. I'm telling you sooner, you are the one holding the shovel. Every time you compare, every time you measure your worth by another person's harvest, you drive it a little deeper. Put it down. Go look at your own field today, however small, however unfinished. Water it. That is the only ground where anything of yours will ever grow. Peace to your house, and peace to the field you have been neglecting. I have said what I had to say.